So in previous class, we have discussed the exception handling mechanism in Java, where we have discussed about the try block, uh, which is a block under which whatever statements will be written, if any where any exception occurred, that runtime exception occurred, and immediately it will search a respective catch block of particular exception, and that catch block will be executed. And there is a there may be more than one catch blocks which will be followed by written after the try block immediately. And there is another block that is called finally block, which will be at end of all the catch blocks. uh, so it will, if finally block is written, then it will execute at least it will execute even if any catch block is not satisfied. Okay, that means that finally block is also under the followed by the try block, but after all catch blocks. And we have discussed and the two keywords, throw and throws. Throw means the throw statement, if it is written inside the try block, then uh, immediately it will search a respective catch block which will be followed by try block. Okay, and if the respective catch block is not found, then finally will be executed if it is there. Then throws keyword we have discussed, that is throws keyword is used with your methods. Methods means if the method may be expected some exceptions. If any exceptions occurred, that respective exceptions will be executed, which are written after the throws keyword. So for that we have seen some programs. So here again briefly we will go through the programs which we have seen. For throw statement, here see the program. Here the inside the throw exp class, there is a method fun. Inside the fun, try block is there. Under the try block, throw keyword is there. And remember, if throw try block is there, that means catch block must be followed by one or more catch blocks must be followed by try block. If you will not write any catch block, then your compiler will not successfully compile. So remember, the catch block will be immediately followed by the one try block, and there may be more than one catch blocks. In this example, only one catch block is written here. And here, see, the throw keyword will throw the whatever written after the throw, that will throw to the respective the catch block, and it is received and processed. And in this example, just a minute. In this example, here is a throw statement which will find the respective catch block here, and inside the catch again throw statement is written, where again it is throwing something. And because this method is called under another try block, so this throw will find the catch block of that respective try block. So here this throw will move the execution pointer to this catch block, and this throw will move the execution pointer to this catch block. And remember, catch blocks are followed by try block. Okay, this thing we have discussed in the previous class. And throws exception, this is your throws exception, where this is another example of throws exception, where some expected exceptions will be thrown from the method, and throws keyword will be used with the method. So here static void fun throws illegal access exception. This is one exception. Then that here I am here it is thrown this message illegal access exception means see here this uh, fun function is called here in try block. So illegal access exception catch block must be there. Okay, catch block must be there. So here when this illegal access exception, it indicates that this method may contain some throw statement which will use this type of exception, or indirectly it may occur at the runtime. It is not necessary that always if this is written, this throws and the particular exception is written, it is not necessary that throw keyword with that exception should be written. It may be indirectly activated when you execute the program. So this is your throws. So throws, we have seen the difference between throw and throws in the previous class. Again, you can say Java throw keyword is used to explicitly throw an exception. Throws is Java throws keyword is used to declare an exception. Okay, the declare an exception. Checked exception can be propagated with throws. Checked exception cannot be propagated using throw only. Okay, throw. So this is the reverse thing. Throw is followed by an instance. Throws is used with the method signature, which you have seen in the method with the method throws keyword. Throw is used with the method. Within the method, you can declare multiple exception. Example, this method throws multiple exceptions you can write at the method using throws. But throw only one method. You can throw multiple exceptions by using multiple throws. Okay. So next, okay, another thing, just you see here, uh, this is for tips. It may or may not be taught in other groups. So they see here, um, uh, for small things, we should not write exception handling mechanism. Okay, but Java provides so many predefined exception handling methods. Okay, only we will use it, or predefined exceptions. Only we will use it. But so avoid simply catching and ignoring exceptions. So here try throw new exception, throw new exception. Suppose three exceptions are written here in the example. This is another one method to receive any type of exception. Means catch all exceptions. So there you will use the keyword exception. Exception means it will receive any type of exception. So you remember catch all exceptions using keyword exception. Here exception class is there. This is not a keyword exactly. This is a class, predefined class, which is already there, comes with the Java runtime environment. So this class will be referred automatical exception class, and here it will use. And remember catch, if you write exception word, this exception class which is already defined, it will use, and it will be used for any type of exceptions. And if you write this before all other catch blocks, then you remember that will be ignored. No other exception catch block will be handled if this catch exception is written at the beginning of all other catch blocks. So as the question answer is this catch block catch all exceptions. The method is catch exception, then any reference of that exception. The keyword exception, the class exception, name is itself exception. It will be used to receive any type of exception. Okay. So now today we will discuss this another thing, that is user defined exception class. User defined exception class. Okay, you can say subclass. There is a predefined exception class, that is exception, which we have seen now. Now there is we will create our exceptions, our exception handling methods, which can handle our requirement. So in Java, there are so many predefined exception classes are there, which we have used in the previous classes, like see the programs here. This is one illegal access exception. Okay, and in some other program here, interrupted exception. This is one exception, and here in this program we have used null pointer exception. Okay, and similarly in other program we have used, so suppose here where uh, arithmetic exception, where mathematical exceptions are cut. Okay, so see these type of so many exceptions are there, which is predefined, and we are using it. Okay, pre exception classes. So these are predefined. So these classes are already defined. We are using it. Now today we will discuss the another method to make user defined exceptions. Okay, the make user defined exceptions. So here, although Java built-in exceptions handle most common errors, you will probably want to create your own exceptions type to handle situations specific to your application. For your application, if you want to design your own exception, then you can design also. So this is quite easy to do. Just define subclass of exception. Means exception class is already defined, which we have discussed in the previous slide. So we will make another subclass of exception class. That means we will extend this exception class and make our user defined exception class subclass, which is of course a subclass of throwable. Your subclass, your subclasses don't need to actually implement anything. Your subclass don't need to actually implement anything. It is their existence in the type system that allows you to use them as exceptions. The exception class does not define any method of its own. Inside the exception class, there is no own methods. Okay, it does, of course, inherit those methods provided by throwable. There are so many throwable exceptions are there, which is defined, maybe built in, or you will define your own. Thus, all exceptions, including those that you create, have to have the method defined by throwable available to them. In the throwable, it is available. Okay. So now let us see and check one program, user-defined exception program. So here, see a program, this class myException. MyException is a class which is extends from exception. So exception class is already there. From that, we have inherited a new class, myException. That is my user-defined exception. So inside that, I have created a variable int detail. Okay. So this is your the constructor, because class name and method name is same, the function name is same. So constructor, where a parameter is constrained, one integer a is received, and a is assigned to details. So this is simple, a class definition. Then toString method, already you know. ToString method is used to convert your object to a string method, string. Okay. So here toString method is already there, which is in the object class. So that we will here it is redefined, that is overridden in this class. So and it is again defined, and it returns my exception needed. This message is returning to the calling location. Then come to this another class exception UD demo that I have given for exception user defined demo. So static void compute, inside this UD demo, there I have made one compute function, and that again it receives a and throws my exception. So it indicates that inside the method there is a exception used, that is my exception, and my exception is defined here inside the my exception class. So this is your my exception class, which is exception type. Okay, and this inside that compute function, the called compute the a value is printed. If a greater than 10, then my throw new my exception, and if it is not that, then just it shows this message, and normal exit message will come. Normal exit message will come. This will not execute if a is not greater than 10. Okay. Now come to the main function. Inside the main function, there is a try block. So inside the try block, compute one. That means compute method is called. Compute method is inside the same class here. See, this is your class. This is your class where compute method is there. So compute method is called here, and compute method, to compute method we have sent one. One is received by a equal to 1. Okay, then it will print called compute 1. Message will come within square bracket parenthesis. The output will be called compute within parenthesis 1. So if a greater than 10, the condition is false. So this throw will not execute, and normal exit message will come. Now come to the next compute 20. So compute 20, here 20 is sent and received by a. So called compute 20. Then if a greater than 10, condition is true. Now throw new exception. So this will be throw. So remember, throw statement will find one catch block. Throw statement will find one catch block which is called which is written after the immediate try block. So this method is called inside the try block. So try block having the inside the try block, my exception thrown is there. That means this catch block is receiving here. So here my exception object is class is used here, which is defined here, and the caught e. So e will be passed to this. So e will be received by this. E will be received by sorry. Here caught e means here e is your this object. So here my exception value will be showing. Okay. So now let us compile and execute this program. Exception UD demo. So here you just see the program, just one by one. Here called compute 1, because 1 is passed. Here it comes to this line, and called compute 1 messages come. Then this condition is not true, so this throw statement will not execute, and println normal exit message has come. Then after that compute 20 again come call here, a is 20. Okay, now called compute 20 messages come. Then if a greater than 10, so throw statement new exception a. So a value is 20. 20 is passed to the respective catch block. So here respective catch block is this. So this is receiving by the this my exception e means it is receiving this E and exception, and this exception caught E. So caught my exception 20. So E is here showing my exception, return message, my exception detail is 20. So this is your user defined exception. Okay. So user defined exception program where we are defining our own exception. Okay. So this is about the user defined exception. Now there are so many predefined methods are methods are there, throwable methods, which you can know. You can refer the books, and here you see there is a toString method is there, which we have seen in the previous program, where return a string object containing descriptions of the exception. Description. This method is called by println when outputting the throwable object. So throwable, these are the different methods which can be throwable. Okay. So another get message which we have seen in the previous class. So there also it receives the message whatever it is sent. Get message. So get message, now let us see the get message we will print in this program. Here e dot get, what is the syntax? Message. Okay, this is your message got null because there is no message received here. Okay, so it shows got null. Here message we have not received any message, so it is showing got null. Okay, the null is showing. Only if I write only the exception name, it shows the exception name. Here got my exception 20. Okay. So summary of this exception handling thing is we have discussed this try block, throw block, throw statement, catch block, and finally block. And try block is before all the catch blocks, and catch block must be immediately followed by try block. More than one try blocks may be there, which is written for exception handling. So you can say the catch block is also a code in catch block, that is exception handler. Okay, that is actually handling the exception. So finally, the finally block, that is always executed, followed try block and catch block. Means after try, catch block is there. After catch, all catch blocks finally is there. Okay, so this is about the today's the topic. Next class we will